Only for new hires? Fine. So during high school I worked at a part-time job at a grocery store that sounds similar to Jingles. We had a lot of cashiers quit and desperately needed more cashiers. At the time I was making $10.50 an hour. Our general manager made a promotion where any cashiers hired got paid $11.25 an hour. So I go talk to my manager like, hey, can I get that raise? He said no. It is only for new hires. Well, after about 2 weeks I got fed up being the only one who knew how to run the registers because I was really the only one with experience. I was training employees who were making more than me. I asked again to be on the same level of the people I am training. I realized that the promotion ended in about a month, so I talked with my parents about my plan. I waited until I knew that he was going to struggle because of people already asking off. I went into my shift. And I told my manager I quit. Here is my time card. Here is the keys. I helped close once or twice. And here is my vest. He said, whoa, wait, let's talk about this. I said no and walked straight out. I enjoyed the weekend off and hung out with friends more often than I normally did. Didn't work at all that week, and on Friday, a week and a day later, I went on the website and applied again. I was called in for an interview with my former manager. He seemed relieved and arrogant that I was coming back, but at the end of the interview I asked, since I am a new hire, I get the new hire bonus pay, right? And also, Janice, the only other lady who I liked, gave me her referral code, so I get that as well, right? I could tell he was very unhappy, but I did end up getting both. I missed 3 days of work but ended up making more from the referral bonus, $250, and got myself a .75 raise. Hey, can I get that raise? He said no. It is only for new hires. What goes through their minds when they think it's acceptable to pay new people with less work responsibilities more money than a currently employed workhorse? It always blows my mind when a manager will risk their whole operation to pick up a dime. He cost them more money and had to do extra paperwork. Manglement at its finest. I assume the interview did not ask the, why did you leave your previous job? question. Sounds like he probably figured it out. Though. A grocery store that sounds similar to Jingles. I need another hint. Reminds me of a time when my manager's hands were tied. The only way, or at least the easiest way, to give me a raise was for me to quit for a week or two, and then he was able to hire me at a new rate. Looking back, he was a pretty decent manager. Played the system well. I'd have applied and interviewed while still employed. You're saying the same thing to the employer, without twisting their arm. If they allow you to quit, then restart at the new pay level. Everybody wins. If they buck, peace out. I don't ever bluff. If I were that manager, here's how I would have handled it. Of course you'll make what the new cashiers are making. You'll also be in charge of training them, so you'll get an additional $. Nice. You ended up costing them more than if they'd just given you the raise when you asked for it. I successfully started a revolt at the movie theater I worked at when new hires were being paid more than experienced ushers. We all showed up together for our shift and asked when our raise would kick in. When they said no raise was in the work, we said we deserved to be paid as much as the people we had to train, or we walk. They said no. We walked. 10 minutes later they had 3 sold-out theaters to clean, 2 untrained rookies, and no support. We were still in the parking lot, got our raise, and went back to work. Pro tip: consistently check your workplace job portal for new job listings. If they list the wage, you can have a better understanding if you're being undervalued. I've had it happen where I got bumped up from $10.55 to $11 per hour for my 1-year anniversary. Then was told I was getting bumped to $11.33 per hour only to find out that was the new employee starting wage. So essentially I worked for 2 years only to be paid the exact same as new hires. Don't forget to use, "Sorry, I have not been trained to do that yet." Good for you. Well played. I'm surprised they rehired, especially so quickly. After you quit, some jobs won't let you even reapply for up to a year if you quit or ever again if you get fired. He said, "Whoa, wait, let's talk about this." The time to talk about this was in the past. You tried to bring up the subject at least twice. Serves him right. My first job was when I was 15-16. I worked at a local restaurant chain that rhymes with Hizza Jut. I had been there over a year, and I was very valued by the management team because I was a hard worker, took care of the customers, and overall did my job well. But they just kept not giving me a raise. Finally, I gave up and put in my 2 weeks' notice. Management called me repeatedly and kept negotiating with me until I finally agreed that I would stay if they bumped my pay up to something higher. I don't remember what it was now, but I was only making about $5.50 at the time, 2006-ish. We settled on a new pay, and I came in for my first shift at the new pay rate. The day happened to be July 4th, and it was expected to be one of the busiest days of the year. We were, as always, short-staffed, and I was expected to do the job of 34 people. No one else was staffed in my department, answering phones, taking orders for the day. Well, I immediately logged into the computers and checked my pay rate. I found that they hadn't given me the raise we had agreed on. So, I took my uniform shirt off. I had purposefully worn an undershirt because I expected this. I left it on the counter with a note that said, "You didn't give me the raise we agreed on." I quit, and I walked out the back door without anyone seeing me. By the time they realized I was gone, things had gotten so backed up they were completely overwhelmed. But my sister did even better than me. She had some job she hated. So one day she just changed her voicemail to say something to the effect of, "Hi, this is 4X. If you're YYYY calling from work, you're a total jerk. You create an awful workplace. You don't respect anyone," and I quit. She then just didn't show up for work. Eventually she saw work call. Then again, and again, and again, and again. Eventually she checked her voicemail to listen to 5 or 6 voicemail messages of her coworkers laughing their heads off. Honestly, I'm proud of you. You got 3 days vacation basically and $250 for it. I saw a lot of people quit my old retail place because of this. If you're going to give new hires a pay raise, you need to bump up your actual loyal employee base. Otherwise all you'll have is new hires. It baffles me how people can't seem to understand this. Oh, wait. Yes, I can. Greed.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.